Picture this. A heavyweight US Congress report lands like a bombshell, declaring Pakistan the clear winner in the fiery May 2025 showdown between Pakistan and India, where the Pakistani armed forces decisively turned the tide against India's flashy inventory of aircraft, air defense systems, and land forces. And just weeks later, a rattled India greenlights an $8.8 billion defense binge to patch up the glaring weak spots exposed by this clash. From Beijing's sly hand to Dhaka's brewing storm, is this the dawn of a new power play in our region? Tonight on Radar Mode, we're breaking it all down, because when America calls it our victory, even the skeptics have to sit up and listen. Hello and welcome to Radar Mode on Pakistan Connect. I'm Qasim with an exciting new episode and wishing you a very happy new year. This week, we're dissecting the US-China Economic and Security Review Commission's 2025 annual report, released on November 17th, which declares Pakistan's military success over India during their Operation Sindhur. The report highlights Pakistan's operational readiness, the decisive role of Chinese supplied weapons, and India's exposed vulnerabilities. The fallout from this clash triggered India's frantic 79,000 Indian crore rupees, about $8.8 billion, defense approval on December 29th. This is not just a story of planes and missiles. It is a seismic shift in regional power dynamics, spanning the strategic chessboard from China and Bangladesh to US influence, Russian supply struggles, Israeli technology flows, and Pakistan's expanding defense exports and partnerships. Tonight, we will unpack the report's revelations, India's reaction, the lessons for Pakistan, and the broader implications for South Asia. Operation Sindhur, India's May 7th to 10th, 2025 blitz, was a direct response to the April Pahalgam attack, which claimed 26 civilian lives in Jammu and Kashmir, India. Without proving any evidence or proof of Pakistan's involvement in the horrific incident, launched precision missile and drone strikes on alleged terrorist sites, marking its deepest incursion into Pakistani-controlled territory in 50 years. Pakistan, anticipating the assault, coordinated its air defenses, fighter squadrons, and UAV reconnaissance with high efficiency. The J-10C with vigorous Dragons and the JF-17 Thunders flew in tandem with HQ-9 and PL-15 missile coverage, while UAVs relayed the live battlefield information. The result was a rapid, flexible, and lethal counterstrike, downing at least 3 Rafales and multiple other jets, and forcing a ceasefire mediated by the United States, even as India publicly denied any external support. The USCC report emphasizes that Pakistan's ability to integrate these assets into a cohesive network provided a tactical advantage far beyond what raw numbers would suggest. While India brought more aircraft and conventional firepower, Pakistan's real-time command and control integration, electronic warfare, and situational awareness allowed it to achieve a disproportionate operational impact against a far bigger adversary, validating its claim of battlefield superiority. The USCC report underscores that Pakistan's network-centric warfare capabilities and operational maturity were decisive. By linking the J-10Cs, the JF-17 Thunders, the HQ-9 defenses, PL-15 missiles, UAV reconnaissance, airborne early warning platforms like the Saab Area, and electronic warfare platforms into a single integrated system, Pakistan created a force multiplier effect. Target data flowed seamlessly between units, allowing for rapid threat assessment, coordinated strikes, and airspace deconfliction, neutralizing India's numerical advantage. The report specifically notes that Pakistani forces, rigorously trained for joint operations, could operate smaller squadrons and batteries to deliver effects disproportionate to their size. Interoperability with Chinese systems further enhanced battlefield awareness and responsiveness. Analysts in the report conclude that India's technological and numerical superiority was blunted by Pakistan's network-centric warfare integration, proving that modern warfare favors connectivity, coordination, and adaptability much more over mere hardware counts. China's involvement, as outlined in the report, was strategic yet indirect. Beijing leveraged the conflict to test and market its advanced weapons in real combat conditions. The HQ-9 surface-to-air missiles, the PL-15 beyond visual range missiles, and the J-10 fighters were all employed for the first time in a live engagement scenario. Post-conflict, China reportedly offered Pakistan J-35 fighters, KJ-500 AWACS, hypersonic and ballistic missile defense systems, reinforcing both strategic and commercial objectives. The report also highlights China's strategic messaging, including coordinated disinformation campaigns that questioned the effectiveness of India's Rafales while promoting Chinese systems. This narrative influenced foreign procurement decisions, reportedly even affecting Indonesia's fighter aircraft considerations, who dropped the Rafale as one of their potential buys. The USCC notes that Beijing effectively leveraged the operational environment for its defense export ambitions. The report emphasizes that China's investment in infrastructure, forward bases near the line of actual control, and rapid mobilization along the Himalayan frontier have created persistent pressure points for India, forcing it to divert attention and resources. Coupled with technology transfers, joint exercises, and interoperability with Pakistan forces, China has amplified Pakistan's operational effectiveness without engaging directly. In strategic terms, the USCC notes that Beijing's approach, leveraging regional instability, enhancing allied capabilities, and projecting influence through dual-use infrastructure, effectively extends Pakistan's operational reach, complicates India's defense calculus, and signals a shift in the regional balance where China's indirect involvement magnifies the consequences of any confrontation. Bangladesh adds another dimension and layer of complexity to the regional equation. The USCC report notes that political unrest following the 2025 elections, coupled with violent protests and border skirmishes, has created a volatile security environment. Dhaka's deepening ties with Chinese infrastructure projects, including port and military cooperation, have not only enhanced Beijing's strategic foothold, but also fueled infiltration and smuggling along the India-Bangladesh border. The report highlights that rising tensions, including disputes over the Teesta River water and the flow of refugees, could strain India's eastern defenses, forcing redeployment of troops and resources away from other critical fronts. For Pakistan, this turbulence indirectly reinforces its strategic position. India faces multiple pressure points, making its military overstretch more apparent, while Pakistan's coordinated network forces demonstrate that operational maturity and network-centric warfare integration can exploit such regional instabilities to strategic advantage. In effect, Bangladesh's internal volatility and pivot towards China act as a subtle multiplier for Pakistan's defensive posture, complicating India's already challenging security calculus. The conflict in May 2025 occurred amid a tense regional landscape. China's line of actual control build-up, new air bases, and anti-access area denial deployments created pressure points for India. Bangladesh, amid political unrest and closer ties with Chinese infrastructure projects, exacerbated border tensions and Teesta water disputes, potentially opening a second front. The USCC highlights that India faces the challenge of simultaneously defending multiple fronts, while Russia's distractions in Ukraine and alignment with China complicate arms deliveries. Israel continues to supply drones and precision-guided munitions, but the May conflict exposed limits against Pakistan's integrated defenses. The report underscores that Pakistan's strategic coordination, network-centric warfare integration, and interoperability with Chinese systems allowed it to punch much above its weight, demonstrating that tactical cohesion can outweigh numerical superiority. Beyond battlefield performance, Pakistan leveraged the conflict for strategic wins. The USCC report notes defense exports to Saudi Arabia and Libya, strengthening Pakistan's position as a reliable partner and cementing its regional credibility. India's massive defense package, approved on December 29th, aimed to address the operational gaps exposed during Sindhur. Aircraft losses, radar vulnerabilities, derated Jaguar engines, and limited... Oh my god, did I just mention Jaguar again? Oh my god, when will we let go of this? Sorry. I wish the Sepicat Jaguar would just end it for now. It is a dangerous platform. it has been derated engines, it has limited usability, and 6 of these squadrons are flying. Good pilots are lost amongst bad equipment. Anyways, derated Jaguar engines, the irrelevance of the platform in modern warfare, and very limited network-centric warfare capabilities. The army is acquiring long-range Pinaka rockets, Nagastra-1 loiter munitions, and the Aslesha Mk2 low-level radars. Drone detection is enhanced with 10 kilowatt laser systems, while the Navy receives bollard pull tugs. These are tugboats that help move the naval assets, especially the surface fleet. High-frequency software-defined radios to protect naval communication, and leased MQ-9B drones. The Air Force upgrades include automatic takeoff measurement systems, Tejas simulators. They should have come a bit earlier, no? Simulators, it's been 10 years in development, still no simulators. The GF-17 simulators were back in like 6 years ago. Anyways. Yes, Tejas simulators, Astra Mark II missiles, and Spice 1000 kits. Why would they need 5 Spice 1000 kits? Maybe they ran out of munition stores after Sindhur. They do not have enough. They need to replenish, I guess. Anyways, the USCC emphasizes that despite these acquisitions, network-centric deficiencies, delays in Russian equipment, and replacement timelines for destroyed systems still leave India vulnerable. Pakistan, having demonstrated network-centric warfare superiority, maintains a lasting operational advantage. If we compare force deployment during Operation Sindhur, Pakistan's GF-17 Thunders, the J-10C Vigorous Dragons, Chinese-supplied air defenses, and UAV assets operated as a synchronized, information-driven system, achieving persistent ISR coverage, real-time threat prioritization, and rapid missile deployment. Indian forces, despite having more aircraft and deeper munitions, could not coordinate effectively across platforms. They suffered delays in targeting and deconflictation, and lost key assets, including Rafales, MiG-29s, some Sukhoi 30s, and maybe some Jaguars. But they would just fall off the sky anyways, losing precious pilot lives. Not cool. Under the combined effect of Pakistan's network-centric warfare and electronic warfare, post-conflict, India's $8.8 billion package adds advanced missiles, UAVs, radars, and drones. But integrating these systems into a fully networked, interoperable command structure will take years, especially given India's hodgepodge of multi-provider inventory. The Sukhois are Russian, the Rafales are French, and there's a deeper issue that lies within these operating such multiple platforms. You have to understand that one inventory doesn't fit all. For example, BrahMos, India's leading battlefield weapon, can only be carried by the Sukhois. Sukhois who can carry just one BrahMos at a time because it is such a heavy missile, and taking off, especially in high altitudes, is almost impossible, which means that if a Sukhoi 30 is carrying a BrahMos, it cannot carry any anti-air weapons or anti-air missiles. For that, you need to have Rafales to guide it. Rafales, whose meteors you have seen how they've operated in Operation Sindhur, downing 3 or up to 5 Rafales, have really diminished their provision or their reliability in the Indian Air Force. Pakistan, by contrast, demonstrated that operational maturity and connectivity can multiply combat effectiveness, turning a numerically smaller force into a decisive victor. This is the central theme of the USCC report, which repeatedly highlights Pakistan's force integration, real-time coordination, and operational adaptability as the true drivers of success. And that's not it. Pakistan's operational success translated into strategic gains. The defense pact with Saudi Arabia and massive defense package deal with Libya reflected confidence in the Pakistani platforms, and the GF-17s proved their operational reliability. The upgrades to the Pakistani F-16s not only enhanced the F-16's effectiveness as a lethal platform, but also extends their life as a 4.5 generation aircraft well into the 2030s. as well as strengthening its interoperability with the rest of the fleet. Combined with network-centric warfare superiority and Chinese integration, Pakistan's victory in Sindhur is both tactical and strategic, demonstrating that smart alliances, operational maturity, and networked forces are decisive in modern warfare. India's defense spree addresses immediate gaps and signals deterrence against China, but it escalates regional militarization, deepens Bangladesh's reliance on Beijing, and stretches Indian logistics, especially with Russian equipment delays. Pakistan, validated by the USCC report and operational success, demonstrates that connectivity, coordination, and network-centric warfare integration provide tangible battlefield impact. Satirically, India's splurge is like buying a Ferrari after crashing a scooter. Flashy, but unable to instantly restore credibility. The USCC 2025 report confirms Pakistan's operational success in the May 2025 conflict, highlighted the decisive impact of Chinese technology, and revealed India's vulnerabilities, triggering the $8.8 billion defense spree. Pakistan's F-16 upgrades, network-centric warfare integration, and defense export deals with Saudi Arabia and Libya reinforce its regional strength. Modern warfare, as the report attests, rewards networked, interoperable, and strategically coordinated forces, underscoring Pakistan's edge and showing that tactical maturity can outweigh raw numbers and spending. Thank you all for tuning into Radar Mode. Your time and engagement makes this show thrive. If this episode resonated, like it, subscribe to Pakistan Connect, share it widely, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. This is Qasim signing off. Stay informed, stay strong, and stay alert. I'll see you next week. Have a great new year. Good night.